Evam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shravan Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarabhya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Taditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sati Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Ham Vande Shri Guru Namataram Paramanandam Sri Chaitanya Shwaram Hare Krishna. So, the what you see on the screen, there is a small story I have to tell you. Real story though. What do you see on the screen in anybody?
Gita, the meaning for Gita, Prabhuji.
Right. Thank you. Actually, and the story is really I used to do like take a theme and present it. Take a theme and present it. Likewise, I've been doing for 20 years. But one day, Janakinath came from London. Brahmachari, saffron. Janakinath came and said, Sutapa made a acronym for every chapter. And he gave it to actually, Shaman Krishna. No, he didn't give it to me. I said, okay. Then Shaman Krishna, Sutapa showed, Janakinath. His name is Janakinath. Then we thought, okay, this acronym is very good. So then what I'm doing, I took the presentations and I'm modifying it based on what, because I felt this needs more information. And I was in Mayapur yesterday. Yesterday only I left Mayapur. Wonderful place, bank of Ganga, hundreds and thousands of people. Mangalarti itself, 2,000 people, like 1,500 at least, So anyway, I went to the Bhagavatam class and that lady was speaking. I was listening to her. Suddenly she said, Janakinath. I should tell you the story about Janakinath from London. Oh, Janakinath, I know very well. So this story is about Janakinath. Janakinath got cancer. Okay. Actually, I know Janakinath got cancer. Janakinath was only 36-year-old. How many years? 36-year-old. But then the body started giving trouble like anything. Janakinath was a disciple of Chandramouli Maharaj. I was very well connected with. In fact, he gave a class on Nityananda Reference Day on Monday. I called him and Maharaj was in Europe, and Maharaj, please, I request you to give a class on Bhakti Yoga, every once a month. He said he agreed. So one time he told me, Janakinath got cancer. Yes, Maharaj. Anyway, this lady was telling yesterday, and Janakinath I heard recovered actually. Maharaj sir told me, Janakinath recovered. But yesterday this lady was telling, but I think it relapsed again. He got the cancer back. And Janakinath was grateful. Janakinath was very grateful. As he was born, they were performing so many procedures on the body. And, they were actually, removing this part of the cancer. So much pain. And Janakinath was laughing. I'm very grateful to Krishna for this. I'm very grateful to Krishna. And one day some devotees went to see him. They said he is going through a procedure, wait. The procedure was over. They went to his ward, his bed. Janakinath was not there. Where is he? Janakinath is preaching to everyone, you are not this body but a spirit soul. Everyone is listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Janakinath is preaching to everyone. He went to some other ward on the stretcher. His procedure was just done. But Janakinath was preaching aggressively. No doctor stopped him actually. His body was ravaging with cancer, so much of suffering. They were removing this part, this part, this part. Actually, I can understand what the suffering was he was going through. But Janakinath, he transcended. He was just 36-year-old. And he organized a retreat for cancer patients in Bhaktivedanta manner. Means, for those of you who do not know, it's the ISKCON London Temple, donated by George Harrison to ISKCON. George Harrison donated that place to ISKCON actually. So, what is that? He called all the cancer patients. He spoke heavily. Heavily in the sense, you're not this body, you're a spirit soul. And the body is only say there for 70, 80, 90 years. But for he was only 36. But as long as body is in good condition, accumulate the spiritual wealth. And, cleanse your heart, you can go back to Godhead. Why I'm telling this is, this July comes, Janakinath passed away. And this July comes 1 year anniversary. I don't even know actually. He was very connected with us, with me. Many times we met each other in Mumbai, Chopai Temple, and a very young man, but very innocent, saffron, a monk. But I don't know that he passed away. COVID, right? So there is no news at all. It's like, in like 3-4 months. It's 1 year since Janakinath left the world. I don't know that. Sun stopped, moon stopped. Who stopped? Nothing stopped. The metal world continues. The point is the legacy remains. Wow, devotees are chanting, praying for him, doing kirtan for him. And amidst the devotees, he left the world. That is the goal of life. What is that? Krishna consciousness. Krishnaika Sharanam. Krishnaika Smaranam. 1864, we are only second chapter. Actually, we are. Today's the thing, Krishna comes first time in the, to the picture. And Krishna demands surrender. Sarva dharman paritya mamekam saranam vraja. Am tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasya. Throughout our life, we think we are this body. I'm a man, I'm a woman. I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor. How many of you agree? Let us be honest.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, but we are not this body. This body is 5 elements. Earth, what are the 5 elements? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. The soul won't mix with the earth, those elements. So many people, Alexander, Hitler, Aurangzeb, everybody came and left. So if you understand, and the goal is cleansing the heart, your life will change. You'll become serious. What is triangle? Many times I explained. Anyone remembers? Material life, work 8 hours. Social life, hang on with family and friends. But have a spiritual life. This is the one line that will come with you. Everybody, please repeat what you heard. What is this line?
Work.
Material life. Wonderful. What is this line?
Social life.
Social life for family.
Social life for family, some hours. What is this line?
Spiritual life.
Spiritual life. This is the only one that will come with us. These two will not come with us. But still, of course, body is there. These two will be there as long as the body is there. But once body is not there, these two will come to an end. Work and relationships. But spiritual life, how much you make progress, that is in your hands. So we cannot sacrifice a spiritual life at any cost. Right? So now, how many of you agree? Do you agree with that? Sai Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So now we'll go to the Gita verse. Sri everyone, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan
Sri
Uvacha.
Bhagavan Muvacha.
Kutastva Kashmalamidam
Kutastva
Kashmalam.
Vishame Samupastitam
Vishwame Samupastitam
Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam
Anarishtam Sarvagyam
Akirti Karamarjuna.
Akirti Karamarjuna.
Karmarjuna.
One person, please read the translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all benefiting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy."
Amazing. Because the first time Krishna's introduction was made, and so Krishna is speaking very important word. There is no Krishna Vacha here. What is the word here?
Bhagavan Uvacha.
Bhagavan Muvacha.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha. There is a respect also. Shri means respect. You know, Shri and Shri also means goddess of fortune. So, but the Shri means basically respect. So Vyasadev is respecting. Hey, the person who is speaking is not ordinary, is extraordinary. You know, if you say today Biden is speaking, okay, Biden, President of America. But 500 years later, nobody knows who Biden was. But when you say President of America speaking all the time, President of America is speaking, wow. So likewise, Vyasadev is telling, look, the person who is speaking is not ordinary. He is a Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is what Prabhupada gave the translation. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. You know, Deva, you know, God of gods. Now, we will read who purport. Who will read the purport? It's very lengthy purport actually, you know. I don't know whether we should do that. I think it's important. We'll see one paragraph. So we'll read the purport. You can read one paragraph, please. One by one.
Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan throughout the Gita. Bhagavan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding, namely Brahmana, or the impersonal, all-pervasive spirit, Paramatma, or the localized aspect of the Supreme within the heart of all living entities, and Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, this conception of the absolute truth is explained thus.
Vadanti tattato vidastatvam yajnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti shabdate. So Thank you. You read these 2 lines also.
The absolute truth is realized in 3 phases of understanding by the knower of the absolute truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of absolute truth are expressed as Brahmana, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, 3 words. First time you're coming to know. I'm sure practically all of you don't know these 3 words. What are the 3 words? Brahman,
Brahman, Paramatma, and
Paramatma.
Bhagavan.
How many of you agree first time you're hearing these 3 words? Right? So, anyway, we will. Can somebody read the next paragraph?
These 3 divine aspects can be explained by the example of the sun, which also has 3 different aspects, namely the sunshine, the sun's surface, and the sun planet itself. One who studies the sunshine only is the preliminary student. One who understands the sun's surface is further advanced, and the one who can enter into the sun planet is the highest. Ordinary students who are satisfied by simply understanding the sunshine, its universal pervasiveness, and the glaring effulgence of its impersonal nature, may be compared to those who can realize only the Brahman feature of the absolute truth. The student who has the advanced still further can know the sun disk, which is compared to knowledge of the Paramatma feature of the Absolute Truth, and the student who can enter into the heart of the Sun planet is compared to those who realize the personal features of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Therefore, the Bhaktas or the transcendentalists who have realized the Bhagwan feature of the Absolute Truth are the topmost transcendentalists, although the students who are engaged in the study of the Absolute Truth are engaged in the same subject matter. The sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of the sun planet cannot be separated from one another, and yet the student of the 3 different phases are not the same category.
Thank you. So what I will do, let me explain that way, we'll not lose. This week and next week also we'll do this verse because the purport is very lengthy. First is you will get good English if you read Bhagavad Gita. Many words you don't know. So first time today Mata is reading transcendentalist. What is transcendence means? Which is not material, spiritual. Divyam. So Bhagavad Gita is called Gita Upanishad, part of Mahabharata. It comes in Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, before the war. Christians conducted a research in India before they entered in India to penetrate. They're very successful now. They came to know Indians do not know how many Vedas are there, how many Puranas are there, how many Upanishads are there. And Indians don't know anything. They're interested in money, making money, economic development. That they were very happy actually. Because for centuries, India was a very uncracked nut for them. So there is so much of confusion about God. So Vyasadeva is the one. Veda was one actually, but he split into 4. Vyasadeva, we give credit to Vyasadeva for having scripted it. Sometimes people ask, who wrote Vedas? Who wrote Puranas? Who wrote Upanishads? You're listening, right? This is a very important point. Vedas, they're called Shrutis, they were heard. Nobody sat and thought and wrote it. Because human being has 4 defects. We all have 4 defects. What are the 4 defects? Our senses are imperfect. Our senses are imperfect. And the second one, because our senses are imperfect, we tend to become illusioned. Means, if somebody gives you sweet lemon juice after gulab jamun, you say lemon juice is no taste. Say no, because you ate a sweeter gulab jamun, you find this sweet lemon juice no taste. How many of you agree? Anyone has an experience?
Yes, Prabhuji. We'll not know the taste.
Right. How many you find it as just, there is no sugar at all. Because you already took a sweeter gulab jamun. Then if you put your hand, in a hot water and see somebody's temperature, hey, Prabhu, your hand is cold. No, I have so much fever. Because you put your hand in the hot water, your hand is very hot. So because of this, we tend to become illusioned. If you judge everything, seeing is believing, you think sun has a disk. And if you look your face in the concave mirror, your face is like, ooh, convex mirror. Ooh. Seeing is not believing. Because our senses are imperfect, we tend to become illusioned. And the third one is we do mistakes. We'll see presentations on this one day, but not now. And because more than that, Shaya Prabhu said, we have a cheating propensity. Human being, these are 4, Karana Patava Vipralipsa, and 2 more words. So that's why anything a man writes is not there. It's just it's a conditioning. It has he's in 3 modes he's in Maya. We are all in Maya. So Vedas were not written by anybody. Brother in Vedas, Bhagavatam says, Brother in Upanishad says, Vedas are the breathing of the Supreme Lord. Breathing means what? That is breathing, right? So Krishna, Bhagavatam says, first verse of Bhagavatam. So what he did, he pushed his air, his breath into the flute. And that flute generated a sound. That sound entered into the heart of the first living entity, Brahma. Brahma, that Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adi Kavaye. Brahma got the first living entity, Brahma got the knowledge of Vedas. So then Brahma gave it to his disciple, Narada. Narada gave it to his disciple, Vyasa. Vyasa gave it to his disciple, 13th century Madhvacharya. So Madhvacharya gave it to his disciple, Narahara Tirtha, Satya Tirtha, Padmanabha Tirtha. And they gave it to his disciple. In that lineage, Prabhupada is actually 32nd Guru, directly from Krishna. So, 16th century, what is that? Gutenberg invented a printing press. Up to that time, our people would write it. Vyasadeva, he saw, Vyasadeva appeared during Dwapara Yuga. And Vyasadeva, he understood in future, people cannot remember 10-digit cell phone numbers also. And what he did, he, first time we give credit, scripted it. We give credit to Vyasadeva for scripting it, but he didn't write it. How many of you are clear on this point?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Bible was written by close to 40 people, mainly apostles, the 12 apostles, and mainly if you say John. You know, I don't know who wrote Quran, but Quran was the revelation to some of the, you know, some angel came and revealed to Prophet Muhammad, and then I don't know who really do, I don't know who scripted Quran. But in our case, our Vedas were not, they were not written by, first they were spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to Brahma. Brahma also, because people had so much sense control, they would remember and would not forget. Brahma gave it to Vyasadeva, sorry, Narad Muni. Narada remembered, just no pen and paper. Narad Muni gave it to Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva remembered. Vyasadeva gave it to Madhvacharya. Vyasa gave it, Vyasa's disciple is Madhva. You know? So that Guru and disciple, the transfer happened. Guru would speak and disciple would remember. Amazing, right? Because today people who eat unlimitedly, there is no sense control. There is no retention, there is no memory, no brain power. Everyone is listening?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
So, I went to Badrinath actually. Badrinath is America without cold, without heat. So cold. Even on a sunny day in May month, it's very cold. You know? So, if you go to Badrinath, the top is a Ganesh, and the top is actually Vyasa cave. Vyasa Gufa. Little less Ganesh Gufa. So Vyasadeva was asking, I want to undertake this activity of writing the scriptures for the benefit of humanity. I'm looking, you know, for one scribe. I'm looking for one person who can help me write. Nobody said yes, but except one person. Who is that?
Ganesh ji, Ganpati.
Ganesh, Ganapati. Yes. Ganapati said, I'll write. But Ganapati said, if you tell one verse a day, I can. Such a huge thing. You have to keep on telling non-stop. And I'll keep on writing. If you stop, I'll stop. Is it all right? The Madhvacharya, sorry, Vyasadeva thought, finally I found out one person. He's putting so many conditions. Sometimes I have to think. Then if I stop, he'll stop. He said, I have a condition. What is that? When I tell you to write, you should not write just like that, what I told. You have to understand that, and it is spiritually correct. It is spiritually correct. Then only you write. Ganesh said, fine. Vyasadeva, whenever he had a problem compiling a future verse, he would give a tough verse to Ganesh. So Ganesh would lift his pen. What does it mean? He would think for a while. And meanwhile, Vyasadeva would compile. Vyasadeva would compile one more verse. Likewise, he split up one Veda into four. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Dharma Veda. Veda was one, but he made four Vedas. He split up into four parts, and he gave the name Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Dharma Veda. Then he wrote 108 Upanishads, and he wrote Puranas, 18 Puranas, and he wrote for people in the mode of for the general populace, he wrote Mahabharata. But yesterday whole day I was traveling. But in a matured state, we'll see that this is given in first canto Srimad Bhagavad. In a matured state, he wrote a Bhagavad, where there is only pure bhakti. There is only pure bhakti. That's it, nothing else. Bhakti will culminate in prema. So Bhagavatam, you don't see anything other than pure bhakti and excuse me, prema. So in Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva, Bhagavad Gita comes. Now, God is one. So Ganesh, Vyasadeva is telling, he didn't say Sri Krishna Vacha. What he said, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Supreme Personality of Godhead is speaking. Ganesh, it's Krishna. Ganesh, he doesn't have any doubt. We should not have doubt. India, there are so many gods. 33 crore devatas. Sometimes 33 crore they say. Sometimes, South India they say 3 crores. Mukkoti. But whatever, there are so many devatas. So many devatas. But today we are speaking tattva. That's why I read, what is that? Sai Prabhu read, Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam. You should know Devi Devata is different from absolute truth. I'm repeating again. What is that? Devi Devata are different Deva. They are different from absolute truth. Excuse me. Devi Devatas, they live very long time. Maybe 10 million years, 20 million years. But they will also, they have a beginning and end. But Parama Satyam, absolute truth, Paratattvam, it is absolute. It is not relative. It is there all the time. It doesn't go through changes. That is what we are talking about. I'm sorry. That is what we are talking about, absolute truth. And so there are 3 words Prabhupada introduces. What are the 3 words? Everyone please repeat. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan.
Brahman, Paramatman and Bhagavan.
Bhagavan.
Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So these 3 words. One time actually I went to somebody's home in Chatham Hills, opposite our temple. So there was a discussion. The Prabhu said, he had a disagreement with whatever I'm speaking. I said, all right, I will not, but you tell me who is God. He spoke another 15-20 minutes and finally said, I don't know. I told him, Prabhuji, you're an engineer working for Ford and you don't know who God is. And then what is the plight of India? So you all should know, you are learning very strictly, learning a bona fide science. Brahman, who is God? What is a tattva? Paratattva? Absolute truth? Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So it's very easy to think God is light. That is the Islam. That's why they don't have any pictures. God is light. That is Brahman. Excuse me. The second one is, sometimes people say, why are you going to temple? God is there in your heart. That is true. Paramatma. Sometimes people say God is everywhere. That is true. Brahman. God is in your heart. That is also true. Paramatma. But what is the third word?
Bhagavan.
Bhagavan. That is the last step in absolute truth. So Prabhupada, this verse is very important. Paratattva. Vadanti tattatu vidastattam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti. So that absolute truth is, in all over the world, those people who believe in God, sometimes they think God is a Shakti, energy, or God is a Vyakti. Right? God is a Shakti, everywhere, or God is a loving father, Vyakti? This question prevailed. What do you think? Everybody, let us see before we read.
Roji, everything is true. His light also, he exists in our heart also, and he like he's there as a person also.
Okay, is there as a person also? Very, very nice. I want everyone to, just because it's very important. Clarity is important. So what do you all think? We can open up. I have 9 minutes because I have another call. It's lengthy because fundamentals are very important. Those people who are strong in fundamentals, do you know the basement? Like a foundation? The foundation is very strong. You can build 100 stories on that. Right? So, yes. Sai Pro, what do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What?
No, I mean, I was just saying you're talking about fundamentals. So I was saying, yes, that is true about the fundamentals.
I know my question to you is, what do you think? God as a Shakti, energy, or a Vyakti, energetic, who can give you unlimited love? Who will will take care of your needs? So is energy or energetic, possessing unlimited energies?
Energetic.
Energetic, possessing unlimited energy.
Unlimited energies.
Okay, I hear Sai Prabhu telling energetic, possessing unlimited energies is fantastic. Some Mataji also spoke. Who is that?
Prabhuji, energetic. He is a person and with unlimited powers. The
This is
Supreme
also
Personality.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Very interesting. Haripal, okay. Fantastic. Anybody else? What do you think? It's important. Anyone wants to add, or should we go forward? Because it's very important. If people speak, then there is a dialogue. There is a conversation. It's important. So God is actually Jesus Christ. He was on the crucifix. Eli, Eli, Lasabhaktani, my father, why did you leave me here? So he addresses God as his father, and we also, some people address God as father, some people address God as, so it's a person having unlimited energies. Parasha Shakti Yudaya Srutya Swabhavika Jnana Balakriyacha. So God is a person, with unlimited energies. In the form of his energies everywhere. Brahman, that is Brahman. In the form of energy is everywhere. Today, we read, Sai Prabhu read this. What is that? Sunshine, sun disk, and the Surya Narayan, sun god, Vivaswan. These three personalities. If you say, sun came, you see through the window, sun is there. And but sun is in the window. In the form of sunshine, sun god Vivaswan is everywhere. What is the name of sun god? Actually, people get Surya Narayan, but there's a name, Vivaswan. Imam Vivashwate Yogam Proktavan Hamaviyam. Vivaswan. So Vivaswan is the sun god name. So person who thinks, sun is everywhere. What is that everywhere aspect? Sunshine. Like Brahman, everywhere. Likewise, like Brahman is the sunshine aspect, everywhere aspect of Bhagavan. Then you see sun globe, sun disk. Sunday, that is sun disk. That is Paramatma. Paramatma is a localized feature of God. In your heart, Paramatma is there. Krishna says in Gita, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridaya sarjana tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani maya. Arjuna, I'm sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Paramatma is there in your heart. Dhruva realized Paramatma actually. So that Paramatma came out from his heart and gave him darshan. So what is Paramatma? Upadrashta, Jananta, Bharta, Bhakta, Prabhurevacha. So Paramatma is the one sitting in your heart. You cannot lie to him. He knows everything. So Paramatma is present in everyone's heart, localized. Is sitting next to you in your heart as a Parama super soul. What is Paramatma called? Super soul. What is the third one? Bhagavan. The sun globe is there, but there is one person controlling the sun globe. Who is that? Vivaswan.
Vivaswan.
He is controlling that planet. Like Bhudevi. Bhumi is a planet. But there is a Devata controlling Bhumi. What is her name? Bhudevi. She is separate from Bhumi, but she controls she maintains the earth. You're understanding? How many of you are understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Bhumi is a goddess. She maintains the Mother Earth. Actually, 10th and 11th kind of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a Bhumi Gita. She speaks. She's a person. There is one more, Aila Gita. Pururava speaks. He's a person. And when Mother Earth was, like, when the kings became demoniac, Mother Earth couldn't take it. She went in the form of a cow to Brahma and she requested, please, I can't bear this burden. Help me. So that's why, Mother Earth, she's a person. River Ganga. Ganga means unlimited water. But Mother Ganga is a person. In India, we say, Gangama, Gangama. But she controls, she maintains this water. She maintains the living entities in the water. So she is one with water, but she's separate from water also. Mother Earth is one with the Earth planet, but she's separate also. This is what is called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, postulated by Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. God is one with light, but separate from light also. God is yes, he is with energy. Ian, there is no difference between him and his energy, but still is separate. This is very important. So actually, we'll have a presentation on this. I thought I would show. Anyone has any question before we end? I'm sorry, this is a short class, but I have to end it. I have one more class. How many of you understand? How many of you understand?